Tom Petty wasn't the kind of guitarist who sought out the spotlight.
She's a good girl, loves her mama.
For him, music was never about shredding solos or showing off technical prowess. Instead, he found his truth in the heartbeat of the music, rhythm.
How you doing tonight?
You're really at your best when you get comfortable and relaxed there.
The rhythm guitar wasn't just an instrument to Petty, it was the spine of every song, the steady pulse that kept everything grounded. And while the rock world often reserves its loudest applause for lead guitarists, Petty's work as a rhythm player was the quiet genius that made the Heartbreakers one of the most electrifying bands of their time.
It's alright if you love me. It's alright if you don't. I'm not afraid of you running away, honey. I get the feeling you won't.
His relationship with rhythm was deeply personal, shaped by a mix of instinct and reverence for the greats who came before him. Growing up in Gainesville, Florida, Petty's early musical education came from the British invasion, a wave of bands who took raw American rock and roll and transformed it into something fresh and exciting.
You grow up in the South like that, you really never beat it out of you, you know. I mean, you may lose your accent, but we were back there not long ago, and you know, you start talking like this immediately when you get back there.
Chief among these influences were the Beatles, and for Petty, the moment he saw them perform on The Ed Sullivan Show was nothing short of life-changing. It was like the whole world went from black and white to color, he once said. It was the most exciting thing I'd ever seen. But it wasn't just the spectacle that hooked him, it was the music itself.
But the Beatles, you know, that looked like something that could be done to me. Of course, they were so absolutely genius, you know, like they were so good even in '64 that it seemed like really hard to ever reach that kind of musicianship.
He was particularly drawn to John Lennon's rhythm guitar, which had a raw energy and drive that made every Beatles song leap out of the speakers. Lennon wasn't concerned with perfection or finesse. His playing was all about feel, about getting to the emotional core of the song. Tracks like Twist and Shout were ferocious in their energy, while quieter moments like And I Love Her revealed a tender side to his playing. Petty absorbed all of this, learning that rhythm wasn't just about keeping time, it was about giving a song its soul. The Rolling Stones were another key influence, particularly the interplay between Keith Richards and Brian Jones. Richards often gets most of the credit for the Stones' guitar work, but Petty was quick to recognize Jones's contributions. Brian had this way of gluing everything together, Petty said. He wasn't flashy, but he was so important to their sound. You take him out, and something's missing. The way Jones and Richards worked together, sometimes locking in, sometimes playing off each other, became a model for Petty and his longtime collaborator Mike Campbell.
But then you saw the Stones come on there not much long after that, and you went, that I can do. You know, I can do that.
Their partnership in the Heartbreakers was built on a similar dynamic, where the rhythm and lead guitars weren't in competition but in conversation.
This is what was commonly mistaken for a 12-string on this song. It's not a 12-string at all, it's two guitars. Okay? Two guitars at the same time.
For Petty, rhythm guitar wasn't just a musical choice, it was a philosophy. Before the Heartbreakers, he played bass in Mudcrutch, and that experience left a lasting impression on how he approached the guitar. When you're a bass player, you think differently, he explained. You're not just playing notes, you're thinking about the groove, about how everything fits together. I carried that over to the guitar. Rhythm isn't just about strumming, it's about locking in with the rest of the band, making the whole thing feel alive. This grounding in rhythm gave the Heartbreakers their unique sound. Unlike many of their contemporaries, who leaned heavily on polished production and technical precision, Petty's music always felt organic. Early Heartbreakers records like Damn the Torpedoes and Hard Promises have a loose, almost ragged quality to them, not because of a lack of skill, but because of Petty's commitment to capturing the raw energy of a live performance. Music isn't meant to be perfect, he said. It's meant to feel real. If everything's too polished, you lose that feeling. You can hear this philosophy in songs like Refugee and Here Comes My Girl. The guitar work on those tracks is deceptively simple, straightforward chords played with a steady hand, but it's the way Petty plays them that makes the difference. There's an urgency to his strumming, a sense that every chord is pushing the song forward. It's not just rhythm, it's momentum. This approach carried over into Petty's later work as well. Songs like Free Fallin' and Learning to Fly became instant classics, not because of complex arrangements, but because of their simplicity. They're built on basic chord progressions, but those chords are played with such care and precision that they become something greater. Petty's rhythm guitar wasn't just a backdrop, it was the heart of the song, the thing that made everything else possible. If a song doesn't work with just a voice and a guitar, then it's not a good song, he said. That belief guided everything he did, from his writing process to his live performances.
That's all I had, see? I did that for a week. And then finally I'd hit the waiting is the hardest part. Every day get one more yard. Take it on faith, take it to the heart. The waiting is the hardest part.
On stage, Petty's rhythm playing was the glue that held the Heartbreakers together. While Campbell might take a soaring solo or Benmont Tench might dazzle on the keys, it was Petty's steady hand that kept everything grounded. Even in the massive arenas where the Heartbreakers often played, there was an intimacy to Petty's guitar work. It didn't matter how big the venue was. His playing made you feel like you were in a small room, sitting right in front of the band. But what truly set Petty apart as a rhythm guitarist was his restraint. Where other players might have filled every space with strums or embellishments, Petty knew the value of silence. He understood that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is let a chord ring out, leaving space for the song to breathe. This subtlety is what made tracks like I Won't Back Down and You Don't Know How It Feels so impactful. They're songs that feel effortless, but that effortlessness is the result of Petty's deep understanding of how rhythm works. Petty also recognized the importance of rhythm in a broader sense, not just as a guitarist, but as a band leader. Everything in our music is based on rhythm guitar, he said. That's where it starts, and everything else grows from there. It's a deceptively simple statement, but it speaks volumes about how Petty approached his craft. He wasn't interested in showing off or proving himself. He was interested in making the music feel alive, in creating something that would resonate with people on a deep emotional level. As Petty's career progressed, his commitment to rhythm never wavered. Even as he experimented with different styles and sounds, the core of his music remained the same, a strong, steady pulse that gave every song its foundation. It's a testament to his skill that even when surrounded by some of the most talented musicians in the world, Petty's rhythm guitar always stood out, not because it demanded attention, but because it was the thing that made everything else work. In the end, Tom Petty's legacy as a rhythm guitarist isn't just about the songs he played or the albums he made. It's about the way he approached his craft, with humility, dedication, and an unshakable belief in the power of music to connect people. I've always thought of music as a kind of magic, he said. It has the power to bring people together, to make them feel something real. That magic is alive in every strum of his guitar, every chord that rings out like a heartbeat. Petty didn't just play rhythm guitar, he lived it. And in doing so, he created a body of work that will continue to inspire for generations to come.